Hey guys, I'm Nick, and on this episode of The Scrain Line, I'm going to show you guys how to make this. So this cake is basically a cake version of my Saturday morning cupcakes. So the idea behind those cupcakes was how, you know, when I was little, and I don't have a TV now, so I don't do this, but every Saturday morning was about watching cartoons and having my favorite breakfast cereal. You could get up early. I don't know why you want to get up early when you're a kid, when you have to get up for school. But anyway, the cartoons must have been really good. That's what this cake is inspired by. It's a breakfast cereal cake. Now, the good thing about this cake is you can pretty much use any kind of cereal you like. You can use your favorite cereal in this cake. Let's get stuck into the recipe. Okay guys, so we're going to start off by popping some cornflakes or your favorite cereal into a large jug along with some milk, and you're going to let that soak. Give it a bit of a mix, let it soak for about 10 minutes. You want to get that cereal nice and soft. Now while that's soaking, you want to pop your flour, sugar, baking powder and salt into a large mixing bowl. Mix that on low speed until everything is well combined. Then you want to add your softened butter and mix that until you reach a crumbly sand-like texture. Then you're going to add that milk with the soaked cereal, some eggs, oil, Greek yogurt, some vanilla extract, and mix until everything is really well combined. Now guys, for this recipe you're actually going to have to double the recipe. The reason I've shown it in this way and instruct you to double the recipe in the written recipe is because nobody has a bowl at home big enough, including me, to actually make the entire full recipe. So you'll need to make it in 2 goes. Now once you've mixed, you want to stop and scrape down the bowl just to make sure everything is mixed in properly. You can see at the bottom there's a little bit of flour. Then you're going to add some more of your favorite cereal. I'm using something called Fruit Loops, one of my all-time favorite cereals when I was little. Now guys, I'm going to fold this in. This is completely optional, adding more cereal, because I did find that it kind of went a little bit stale when I baked it. So if I was making this again, I'd probably leave out that extra cereal. You want to spray an 8-inch cake tin with some oil, and then you're going to pop your butter in there. Now I did double the recipe like I mentioned earlier, and I've split this amongst 3 different cake tins, 8-inch cake tins. We're going to bake these for about 50 minutes, and then we're going to let them cool down completely before we frost them. Now I actually baked these a day before I decorated and let them chill in the fridge overnight. Now while your cake is baking and cooling, I'm going to make a little bit of a milk paste. Now the reason I'm doing this is because what do we all have with our cereal? Milk. In some form or another, we all have milk with our cereal, so I want to make that frosting taste like milk. So I'm going to add a little bit of hot water into a mixing bowl, and I'm going to add some milk powder. So you can use skim or full cream. I'm using full cream, and we're just going to add 1 teaspoon at a time to start with. Get it nice and mixed in there so everything is nice and smooth and dissolving. Then you're going to keep on adding more and more and more until you get to a paste consistency. Now if it's lumpy, just keep mixing until it's nice and smooth. Let that cool down a little bit before you add it to your frosting. I'm using a hand mixer to mix that in. It takes about 5 minutes to actually mix in properly into the frosting. So you want to start off by adding a little bit of frosting first, get it mixed in, and then add the rest of your frosting. Our cake's baked and cooled, so I'm actually just going to trim the top of these instead of cutting them in half again. Because of that cereal in there, it's a little bit tricky to cut. So instead of using a cake leveler, I'm using a large serrated knife. You want to do this nice and slowly and carefully. Now because this did caramelize because of that extra sugar in there, we are going to use a large 7-inch cake ring at kind of like a large cookie cutter, and we're going to cut that caramelization off. Add a little dab of vanilla buttercream frosting. Actually, that's that milk frosting that I made earlier. Onto your cake board, and we're just going to spread it a little bit there. It's going to help our cake stick to the cake board. We're going to add our first layer, put some buttercream on top of that, spread it nice and evenly with a small offset spatula, and then you want to sprinkle some cereal in there. Again, completely optional. Add a couple dabs of extra frosting so that the next layer can stick, and you're going to repeat this until you get to the top. We're going to frost some more of that frosting on the outside and the top, spread it evenly, get it nice and covered. This is called a crumb coat. It's going to help trap the crumbs in the first layer so they don't show in the second layer of frosting. You want to chill this in the fridge for at least 2 or 3 hours, get it nice and chilled before we move on to finishing it off and decorating. We're going to add some more frosting on there. I'm using a cake leveler, or today I learned that it's also called a dough scraper. And we're going to level off that frosting, get it nice and smooth on the outside and the top. And then what we're going to do is we're going to add some Fruity Pebbles on the side. Now, if you're in Australia and if you're in Victoria, you can find this at a store called USA Foods, or I'm pretty sure you can just order it online. If you're in America, of course, it's pretty much available everywhere. So we're going to start off really heavy at the bottom and then kind of spread it out as we get to the top, giving it that kind of classic, the Scrandline look. So it's kind of like an ombre of sprinkles. So I'm using a French tip, a Wilton 6B tip, to pipe some swirls on top of that milk buttercream frosting. And we're going to finish these off with some Fruity Pebbles on top. Now guys, the good thing about this cake is, like I said, you can use any type of cereal that you like. And that's pretty much it. Okay guys, so that was my Saturday morning cake. I hope you guys enjoyed watching this video. I want you guys to let me know what your favorite cereal was or is to eat, and what your favorite cartoon was or is to watch every Saturday morning, because I know that kids watch these videos, parents watch these videos, man-childs watch these videos. I'm a self-confessed man-child. I want you guys to tell me what your favorite breakfast cereal was and your favorite cartoon in the comments down below. Now, if you want to grab the recipe for this cake, you'll find it on my website, thescrandline.com. Link for that is in the box below. If you enjoyed watching this video, hit the like button. And if you haven't subscribed and you're watching for the first time, welcome. Make sure you hit the subscribe button. I upload 2 new videos a week. Thank you so much for watching, guys. I'll see you all on the next episode of The Scrandline.